Hey, hey. Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so shall we go ahead and jump on into a today's tarot topic for the 19th of February. Very special day for me. It is my mommy's birthday. So um I don't know, maybe this is, it's like the day for my maker. So let's see what we got. Hopefully, we get a nice storyline on this. Also, there's a couple zodiacs I still didn't get to yet today. I did 8 out of the 13 today. I was trying to get every zodiac done, but sorry, I came in a little bit short. So just know zodiacs that are still waiting for your year of the fire horse. We'll wrap up those next 5 first thing in the morning. Okay, it's midnight where I am right now, and so I'm not going to push and do the last 5 right now. I'm going to get some sleep and then I'll be back. But we are starting out with the Tower. Now, I happen to love the Tower card because it talks about change. And usually it's really necessary change, which is why the universe comes in and, rattles stuff. Hi, guys. Nice to see you all tonight. What is this change in regards to? We have Hierophant in the reverse, a change in belief systems. We have Temperance upright, much greater sense of peace. And we have Eight of Pentacles sideways. Actually, this is really great. So I will say this, a Hierophant along with that Tower, I mean, this could be somebody is filing for divorce. And I'm not saying, yay, isn't that great? Unless it's what needs to happen. Unless it's like, this was so wrong and that's why it's time to let this go. In which case, it's always sad, but better to move on from something that is absolutely not right for us than hunker down and remain. So it could be somebody that is divorcing. And if that is the case, by the way, that could be a Taurus, that could be an Aries, could be a Sagittarius. But there is a huge sense of peace, and it's coming in like from the angels, like, oh my God, yes, I have confirmation I made the right decision. Now, this could also be somebody breaking away from a belief system where they're like, you know what? I just don't agree with this. I could have, for a really long time, I hung in there. I tried to, commit to this belief system, or I tried to be a part of this, group or, whatever, but it's not for me. I got to go and be authentic. And again, it just feels like, oh, the sense of peace that I have. Now, all I have to do is work on, disengaging, which is way easier than trying to continuously, remain or play patch up in something that you don't want to be in. I mean, think of how much harder it would be to every day stay married to somebody that you're not compatible with. Divorce, it's undeniably incredibly difficult, but how much more daily energy would it take to try to make oneself remain in a situation that neither person wants to be in? So we literally have 50% of all that energy can now be like reduced so that now a character can just be like, okay, I'm literally not hemorrhaging my energy like I was. And so there's a huge sense of relief. Oh my God, Love is Legendary. Thank you so much. Love is Legendary just gifted 5 memberships. That was so generous of you. Queenie B 640, Cowgirl Queen B, excuse me. Daenerys the Great 888, Kelly Nash, and Stephanie Ray Powerhouse. You guys are all now members, and that is courtesy of Love is Legendary. Thank you so much. That was so kind, honey. And Carol, nice to see you. Thank you for the rose, babe. Oh, and by the way, members, just so you know, you can now access the members videos. I put a new one out every Monday. There's a playlist called Members, and you can just click on that. Definitely try to pop by our most recent Monday members video before next Monday, because we always do extra little things that I didn't want you guys to miss out on in the members corner. Okay. All right, here we go. So this change, can we just dial in on what this is? Is it a dissolving marriage? Is it something that a character wants to walk away from? We have got a 2 of Swords in the reverse. Well, finally dropping obstacles and ego, removing obstacles, to the 10 of Cups. But then we also have the Judgment card. This is really making me think that this is a divorce. This is like, I'm not going to lie. Either there's somebody else I'm in love with, and so I'm going to go ahead and part ways. Maybe somebody was in the middle of saying like, oh, I was trying to patch things together, my spouse and I, or boyfriend, girlfriend and I, whatever it was, we were talking about reconciling. But honestly, the answer is no. No, we can't reconcile. This isn't where my heart is. I can't have an obstacle like this staying in a connection, a long-term committed connection to the wrong person, because if I do, I will never be able to have a 10 of cups because I'm not going to have it with them. And I know that. So we can't reconcile because what's at stake is actual happiness with the right person. So therefore I cannot be with the wrong person. I mean, that sounds maybe very harsh, but on the other hand, again, we saw that huge sense of relief, and like the angels are like, finally, you're saying something that's true. And again, with the Tower, I gotta go. I think that's why we have such a sense of relief, because once this person says it, it's like, oh, finally got that off my chest. Sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I hate it when I cough on camera. That I gotta ask about that eyeball. We have the moon, okay, and the moon is sideways. I have to say this, whomever they are giving this news to, like, I can't stay. Actually, I don't want to reconcile. I think that it might be something where immediately the person that they say that to is like, what have you been hiding? Do you already have somebody else? There is a bit of maybe like suspicion, even though on the other hand, half of this was already known. Like, I don't think this is a mystery that these two weren't good together, but that eyeball, it's like, wait a second, are you ending things with me because you have somebody else that you've been hiding? But like low key, they kind of already know that, like, we're not in love. Yes, you probably are in love with somebody else, or you certainly want to be, or I don't know, there's something where it's like a halfway's known, but then a halfway's secretive thing. This feels a little bit like unnecessary drama. And I hope that doesn't start to come on in. Oh, we have the Fool. I don't know. This actually says we were teetering on the edge of like, oh God, is somebody going to be like angry? Like, what do you mean we're getting a divorce? We're not going to patch things up. Why? Do you have somebody else you want to be with? And then it's more like, what the hell do I care? I want to be free of you too. Honestly, I'm relieved also. So does it matter? Hey, if you do have somebody else that you love, good on you. Go for it. Honestly, I'm really glad to be free of you also. I don't think this is said in mean-spiritedness. I think it's a major relief, right? We have the Tower twice. Two people who don't want to continue the facade anymore, and that is fantastic. I would argue anyway, that's fantastic. Okay, so what comes next? 10 of Swords, the ending, and the very complete ending. We're done now. We're really, truly done. Strength card. And then there's a sense of like accomplishment and a sense of personal empowerment. Okay, can I see who is the person who is saying this on the 19th? Because, one person has to start the dialogue. Hey, listen, we got to stop. Okay, so it's a King of Swords. King of Swords is having this dialogue with somebody, and maybe they could either be having it with somebody that is, a fire sign. It's definitely, they've thought about this conversation for a very long time. They've gone round and round and round in their head about this. So we're going to say it's a King of Swords who has to stand up and speak his truth. You notice he's raising his sword up in the air like, I'm sorry, I got to say something. This doesn't work. I don't want to reconcile. This isn't where I want to be. We're not good together. We can't keep trying to do this, this round and round. Being indecisive about something that you're not actually indecisive about is also, unnecessary energy spent. So he's the one who broaches it. Can I see anything else on that Five of Wands? Hanged Man. He really had a hard time, like, getting to the point of being able to say this. He delayed a really long time. And I'm going to say this, he may have also almost said we need to quit this many, many times. But this time he kind of blurts it out. This time it's like, that's it. I can't do any more. This chessboard, it's a never-ending chess game. There's no point in doing this anymore when I couldn't know the answer any more than what I do now. Okay, so for a while, though, he was going round and round, in all fairness, but he's just not anymore. He can't. Why? Actually, before I move on from him, why? Why is it that you've come to this conclusion on the 19th? Three of Pentacles in the reverse. This isn't harmonious, and it's not going to be. The World card sideways, it could represent that he's thinking about changing his whole life. He may be thinking about somebody else, but that's not his real reason for leaving, which I think is really good. If something is wrong for you, let it be wrong for you and acknowledge it and make the change because it doesn't fit with you. Then look at, and P.S., I also know that there's someone else that I may love, but hey, there's no guarantees that some other person is going to be your end all be all either. So really, you need to make especially a life-altering decision like that. Make it for you, make it because it's true for who you are, not because it's like, oh, I totally want to get with someone else and see if it's, the grass is greener over there. And so I like seeing that that is not the motive. It doesn't mean that that's not a part of what he hopes for, but his motive is first and foremost to say, the reason it's over, the reason I want out is because we're not compatible. It is not because there is somebody else. Even if there is somebody that I care about, that they are not the reason that I would be doing this, because this is a big question mark. There's nothing to say here. It's not like he's got some honey on the side. It's not that. There may be somebody that he does care for, but there's no guarantees on that other scenario at all. So it's not like, oh, I've got this mistress on the side, think I'll go bounce over to her, or, oh, I found somebody else who's cute, pretty sure I can just go have a good time with them. And this feels much more like focused and sincere, but admittedly, he may want to have a new beginning with someone else, but that's not the real motive here. Okay, so let me change decks here. Let me have a sip of tea first. Oh boy. Tea all gone. That was my last little sippy. For the individual that he's parting ways. And we saw her here as the Fool card is what I would say. And for that moment, she was like, wait a minute. Do you have somebody else? I suspect you do, but on the other hand, I don't really care because I want to go too. Yeah, Nine of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. Honestly, she's had more than one foot out the door for a long time. What I would actually say, she's been living like a solo, separate entity in her mind for a long time anyway. She's already in the Nine of Pentacles. She's already got the Ace of Pentacles. This is not a tragedy for this relationship to end. So it's exactly what it seemed like. These two were not good together. They weren't living a life together. They weren't, I don't even know if they were cohabitating, but they're no longer going to keep each other filed on joint taxes. They're no longer going to be, maybe all of the things that merge when you have a Hierophant, it's the legalities of things. So the properties that they own together, the way their names are both on things, they're really going to be, disconnecting those things so they can each go separately. And maybe that's what the big change is. For all intents and purposes, she's been separate all this time anyway. So let me just get her one or two more cards. What are you hoping for, feminine? Ten of Swords also, but all three of these came out sideways. Ace of Swords, both of those are about, I want to be done with this. I really do. But it's going to be weird to be single. I'm not going to be a married person anymore. I'm going to be an empress who's single. That's going to be weird, but God, I can't wait for it. Like it's going to be an adjustment. I know that, but I'm so done with the Ten of Swords. I so wanted to sever our connection a long time ago with the Ace of Swords. And so I'm not going to be somebody's, wifey. That's okay. I think it's going to be different, and she knows that, but I think she's so on board with this. This is the right time for the two of them to separate for sure. And it's nice that there's no drama. This is actually a lot of understanding. We'll be better going our separate ways. Okay, which brings us back over here. I just want to touch base on that, Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups. What is the Ten of Cups there? That was more on his side. So we have a King of Wands sideways and we have the Emperor. So, obviously, he sees himself in two different roles. He's been married, but he has clearly wanted to see if he could go a different direction. His heart knew where it wanted to go. His heart's like damn near like making him fly off in a different direction. I think he's been at a crossroads. Just look at these cards crossing each other. He's been at a crossroads for a very long time. Here is where I am because I'm an emperor, so I'm married. I'm in a long-term commitment, but there is where I have wanted to go. Okay. What does that mean? Just let's simplify and say only on the 19th. What are you going to do about that energy, that King of Wands energy? Three of Cups. He may be reaching out to somebody to inform them because we got two feminines here. He may want to almost celebrate, or he may reach out to the person that is on his mind, on his heart. There's obviously somebody who could be a Capricorn because the World card. We did have her as a Ten of Cups, and this is somebody that his heart obviously has thought of for a long time. He may reach out to her on the 19th. Are you actually going to be telling a feminine like, I was married, but I'm not anymore? Page of Swords, and he's sitting here writing a letter. Yes, on the 19th, this King of Swords could be penning a letter about the Empress to whoever this possibly world person is, to tell them that's it. It's the Ten of Swords. I ended things with my Empress. I'm completely single. With the Ace of Wands, it's very plain. They are interested in something passionate here. Wow. Okay. I'm having a problem again with if my videos get long, they don't process. So we're going to wrap this up here because that's going to be a lot for this other person to take in. I almost feel like this one needs a part 2. If you guys want a part 2, after I get some sleep when I come back tomorrow, if I see like 700 thumbs up, I'll take that as you guys want a part 2, and we'll pick up right where we left off. I'm going to bounce out of here just so I don't foul up this video. But tomorrow, if you guys want a part 2, I'll make sure that I get you one. All right, you guys, lots of love. I'm sorry I don't get a chance to say goodbye properly to everybody, but I will see you guys again tomorrow. And thank you so much for being here. Bye for now.